Hey, welcome, Gopher fans. Andy O'Connor along with Lance Boyum and Rick Irish. Well, we come to week 3 with two undefeated ball clubs here, and what's always a good matchup here. Caledonia comes to town earlier in the season than has been in the past few years, but nonetheless, I think we can kind of throw records out the window here sometimes when these two teams get together.
Yeah, every year I think these teams look to see when they play Chatfield or when they play Caledonia. It's kind of the test of where you're at on the season. The last 4 matchups in the regular season, as I look back, the last 5 have kind of been lopsided on either one that has won. The last few scores here: 27-0 we lost last year, 19-6 we won in 2022, won again in 2021, 30-0. And lost in 2020 and 2019, 33-6 and 41-8. So it seems like the team that jumps out early and establishes maybe the momentum right away ends up winning the ball game. So I think it's important for either team here to get out and get some momentum, show that they can do something on offense, because the team that has the tougher defense usually comes out and wins this game.
Yeah, and we talk a lot about line play, and you and I talked earlier this week about offensive and defensive lines, and you said, hey, whoever comes out and controls that, as is the case with a lot of games, that's going to be so key for Chatfield here tonight. Caledonia, not quite as big as they have been in the past, in the last couple of years. However, I talked to Seth last week, and Seth goes, hey, they've won a lot of state championships with small offensive lines and defensive lines. So they're coached very well. They know what they're doing from a young age, and they know their roles. They do things well.
Yeah, they're usually really quick on the offensive defensive line, and that's where they give teams all kinds of troubles. They've always had some good athletes at the skilled positions. Again, this year, Ethan Stendel at quarterback, a talented athlete going to the University of Minnesota. And they've got Fisher Waite out on the wide receiver, who's been to state and track, so they got speed all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
The Gophers not too bad themselves, so I'm looking for a good matchup here tonight, and I think maybe one that can be a little bit closer in score as this game goes on.
Yeah, and we look at that. We looked at the homecoming game a couple of years ago. That was 12-6 for quite some time, and then Sam ripped off that 99-yard or 96-yard, however it was. We went for it in 4th down from, at the shadow of our own goalpost, and we overloaded it, and he runs for daylight, and we end up taking that one 19-6. But wow, it's just, we've had so many fun games with them over the years, and a couple of big articles this week, and one in the PB where Coach Johnson mentioned our offensive and defensive lines and the continuity and some of the experience now that we've got on those lines. And, Cal, same way. I think they quite a few of the same guys from last year, probably specifically from the skill position this year, I think.
Yeah, and the Gophers this year, we've got Sam Carrier that stepped in last week and ran the ball over 100 yards rushing. Yep. Hasn't been in the running back position for probably a couple of years.
Yep.
Kind of been in that slot or the wide receiver position. So he stepped up. I'm not sure where Chase Johnston is tonight.
He's dressed.
He's dressed. Not sure if he'll play much.
Yep.
But we've had some guys step in and do a really good job. The last 2 games for the Gophers, they've kind of started out a little bit slow.
Right.
So hopefully, they're going to be excited and ready for this game, as is Caledonia. So hopefully they can come out and establish something early right off the bat. And let's keep our personal foul penalties to a minimum, maybe 0. We've had a couple of those last 2 weeks too, and they do play huge in a game like this.
Yeah, I think it's just, those are drive killers and drive extenders for Caledonia. So we don't need to give them any more breaks here as we go into it. Gophers are going to actually kick off here. Benny's going to kick off, and see who we got back to receive. So we've got Fisher Waite back there. And you're right, when you saw him run at the track meet this year, if anybody watched that, he's got a little speed.
Yeah,
a lot of speed. So well, we do have a very very experienced officiating crew this evening, and I think they'll let about as much go as they can. But when it gets to a certain point, they'll probably put the old kibosh on it and tighten things up. On another beautiful evening, and I do have to mention, we're sitting in here in our temporary gigs before the penthouse is done. Our muddy blinds here, and thanks to Rolling Well, Chatfield Trucking, Magnum Sports, Paul and Scott are bringing their equipment up and helping us get set up in these. They're wonderful tonight. Kickoff taken there at about the 35-yard line. Boy, good return.
Yeah, a short little kick there, number 18. I think Mason King on the return gets the ball out to just about to the 40-yard line. Good field position here for Caledonia to start the game.
Yeah, and you look up and down the roster. We mentioned Fisher Waite, but then Mason King's another one, though. He's a really talented athlete, great hops, probably a 6'4", 6'5" kid. They've got some skill position players who've really grown up in this program, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Single back. Stendel under center is going to hand off. Good run up the gut. Boy, that's going to be a gain of 9 yards or 9+ yards.
Yeah, quick off the ball was that offensive line. Open up the hole, I think, for number 1, Grant King.
Oh, so they...
I believe, I can't do a replay, but yeah, there he is, Grant King, number 1.
So a freshman they've got back there. We're going to run it once again, and he'll get hit in the backfield, but spins out of it, and we'll have enough for the first down. So the first down of the ball game.
Yeah, better job there by the Gophers. Number 55, Weston Nolte from the linebacker position was in a hurry. Almost had him stopped for no gain, but picks up the first down now on the 47 of Caledonia.
Well, our linebackers would definitely be key tonight because we play that 3-man front. If they don't fill or they get chipped, it could be a long couple of series here until we get things straightened out. Run once again. Stuffed up in the middle, just a short gain.
And that was number 24, Ben Stemper, on that carry.
So 2nd down and 9, with coming up on 10:30 to play in this first quarter. No score, Caledonia's first drive. And after that first run, the Gophers have done a pretty good job on the defensive side of the ball. Now they're going to load things up a bit. Going to bring some pressure, and they are going to stop it up over left tackle. Nice.
Yeah, closing up that inside gap. No gain there, or short gain of a yard for King.
Ryan Eichhoff was kind of like playing center field with that safety position, was sneaking up on the ball and just timed that perfectly. Blew things up in the backfield. 3rd and 8 for Caledonia. Haven't seen Stemper drop back yet. Tailback's a little closer. I think maybe we're going to get some action. Nope, he's going to run it himself. And he'll get stopped for a gain of about 2, 3, maybe 3 yards.
Yeah, Stendel on the keeper there. The fake handoff went out off tackle. Tried to get outside. Got a couple of yards. 4th down and 6. And a big 4th down here. We'll see if they go for it. They are on the Gopher 48-yard line.
Well, Cason Johnson drops back to right around the 15-yard line. We'll see. Stendel's in the game. I'm just guessing he punts too. Snaps back. Good. Nice spiral punt, directional kick, and that's going to roll down inside the 10-yard line to the 8-yard line. Nice kick by Stendel there, and Gophers will take over at their own 8-yard line. Lance, what's your first play call here? I got a feeling Benny's going to bust one right here.
I think we're going to keep it on the ground and see what our offense line can do right away. Gophers going to start on their own 8-yard line.
Well, another summer-like evening at the old football field. We haven't had football weather yet. I think the first game is probably the coolest one we've had.
Yeah, we got just enough breeze here to come through the old muddy blind to keep us a little bit cool.
Battle reset. Well, hand off to Ben Carrier. He's going to get out of one tackle. Maybe got a couple of yards on that one, Lance. Good hard running again from Ben.
Yeah, Ben got held up a little bit, and Ethan Stendel coming from his position and delivered the ending blow there. Gain of a yard.
And that's something we haven't seen here. Stendel hasn't played a ton of defense, but obviously he's a D1 recruit on the defensive side of the ball. I think he's got a good nose for the ball, but he's always played so much quarterback that they've kept him out of the linebacking core there on the defensive side. So just a gain of 1 there. Going to fake that. Carson's going to take it to the outside himself and coming up to make that tackle.
Yeah, Jack Schmitz for Caledonia staying home. Nice job by Caledonia, just not biting on the fake to Carrier. And no gain, actually a loss of a yard.
So it'll be second and 11, or actually third down and 11. And we'll see what kind of play we want to draw up here. We've had some pretty good luck getting somebody in the seams. Maybe we're going to run a crossing route with Kaysen coming to the inside. Quick out there to Kaysen. And he's going to try to slip one tackle, against a gain of about 3. Gets that back.
Yeah, Stemper over there, number 24, got the first hit on him, was able to hold him up and finished off. And again, maybe a gain of a yard. So 4th down, 10.
Well, Mr. Creeder, let's have ourselves a good snap here. And I'm just guessing we're going to pooch this one. I don't think we're going to try to run for it out of our own end zone. Yep.
And for Caledonia, number 8, Fisher Waite back deep to receive that. And
that's going to be out. There's a happy fan.
And not a very good punt there.
Well,
Carson Rowland, that's going to be good field position for Caledonia.
And like I mentioned, we haven't seen him drop back and pass, but boy, if you're them right now, looking at some of the routes they were running in pregame and just warm-ups, he throws a really nice ball out to the corner of the end zone. So I wouldn't be shocked to see him take a shot right here. And they're at the 10, or actually the 25-yard line. No score here. 6:24 to play in this first quarter. Quick 5.5 minutes. And they'll keep it on the ground. A gain of maybe a couple, but boy.
Yeah, nice job there. Number 2, Cole Raymaker, coming from the end position, crashing down. Gain of 2.
Yeah, good job by Cole, just coming right down the line and taking that good angle on that running back. We have in the past had some pretty good success bringing our ends off and getting them upfield and disrupting some plays, but I guess you kind of run the risk here and there of getting them too far up the field and getting past the play, but I guess 6 1/2 dozen the other. What are you going to defend? So out wide is Fisher Waite on an island out there. He's got Kean Daniger with him. And they're going to run that draw play. Gets a block. And there's King once again, the freshman. He's going to be down to about the 3-yard line.
Yeah, took advantage of the Gopher kind of being a little bit over-aggressive on that defensive line. Caught him off guard. Nice draw play and a nice run there by Grant King, especially the spin move at the end to get him an extra yard or 2.
I didn't see who kicked that block out, but what a nice block here. He had his hand or head on the right side, and didn't pancake anybody, but it took him exactly where he needed to go. So nice job there, blocking scheme. So down at our 4-yard line, Gophers trying to stand firm here. Going to hand off once again. Ball comes out, but it's going to be recovered. Boy, I think they blew him down.
Yeah, Grant King again, the workhorse, given that carry. No gain.
Well, I don't know where their kicking game is, but historically here, if they're inside the 4, we get to 4th down, they're going for it, no matter what. And I wouldn't blame them one bit. So 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line, coming up on 4:15 to play in this first quarter. Zeros across the board. Caledonia threatening. Ooh, ball is on the ground. It's going to be recovered by, well.
Oh, yeah, I think he was able to get his hands back in there. Marshall's waving his hands.
And we've got our first flag, and we'll see what we've.
And
well, regardless here, we're going to get half the distance to the goal if it's on us.
And a first down.
And just talking about that pregame, it's something we can't have.
No, especially here, that would have been 3rd down and 3. Or excuse me, probably been 3rd and 5 and a couple of yards lost.
So they are going to march that off and down to the 3-yard line. So that was a personal. So whoever that was on there, we got to be careful we don't get another one, or that's all she wrote. Well, they kept it at 3rd down here. Back to pass.
Nice job.
Oh, nice
Tobin
job.
McMahon.
Tobin turns around. Yep, there you go. Separate yourself from the play and then celebrate. Just let's just make sure.
Well,
but good job.
You can see the strong arm there of Ethan Stendel. Threw a bullet out there. Just good defense there by Tobin McMahon.
Good job here, waiting here. The receiver looked back, and Tobin looked back and got that arm in there and knocked that down. So 4th down, and we'll see. Stendel's still on the field. For all I know, he might kick as well. Yep, they're going to set up for this. Number 14, Tristan Meyer will hold. Snaps back. And it is blocked.
It's blocked.
And that is yep. Here we go.
So,
well, and just like last week, Lance, we had to stop a couple of drives.
Well, again, bend but do not break defense by the Gophers early in the first quarter. Excellent opportunity there by Caledonia, just not able to get the field goal to go through, blocked. And I'm not sure, I think maybe Ethan got his big paws up on that ball.
I really thought maybe they would go for it on 4th down there. They had some success on some running plays with King off that left side.
Well, and especially when you kind of see how your defense played in that first series against the Gophers. The Gophers really weren't able to get much going. We'll see what they can do on this series.
Well, Cal being, well, they've got the 4-4 set up pretty much here, but linebackers off the line a little bit. Nice pass, quick pass to Mason Creeder. 1st down, Gophers. Good pattern run there by Mason. Good snappy pattern.
Yeah, 12-yard pass play. Carson Rowland to Mason Creeder, a first down, the first down for the Gophers tonight.
And they're quick to the line. Carson Rowland will run to the right side. He's got a little room, and that's going to be close to another first down. Boy, that might be enough.
Yeah, nice job by the right side of the offensive line, opening up a gap for Carson Rowland, who scampers 10 yards and another Gopher first down.
Well, I like the look of the offensive line here. After they held there on the defensive side of the ball, they've come out and really kind of established themselves at the line of scrimmage. So 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line, rather. Bring things in a little tighter on this possession. And we'll go with that jet. And there's Stendel coming up hard.
Yeah, Stendel read that. He saw Tobin going in motion and sacked him behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of 4 yards.
Do you think Mr. Stendel's seen that play on film before from us?
I'm sure they kind of scouted that out.
Well, 2nd down and 14 from our own 38-yard line. Lot of room over there toward the Caledonia bench, and we'll see what kind of play selection we get here. Fake, we're going to get the seam. Oh, we just couldn't get the catch. Oh, Kaysen came back for it, and pretty good defense, but he had a good shot at that ball.
Yeah, nice job, Kaysen Johnson, just making the adjustment there. His weight turned around and picked up the ball. Just kind of his momentum kept going a little bit further, and Kaysen Johnson had a shot to make that catch. Would have been a tough catch.
Yep.
So the Gophers here, 3rd and 14.
That was a really nice route there. Waite is, like we mentioned, has speed, and boy, we had 2-3 steps on him. He was closing, but he had Kaysen had him. Well, clock stops. 1:46 to play. No score here. Ooh, Ethan looked like he popped a little bit. We're gonna run. Oh, Kaysen couldn't quite hold on to that one, and they are gonna get him back. Boy. 4th and forever to pick this up. Fourth and Cummingsville. Yeah.
And we're definitely punting this ball away.
We're going to kick this one. But we've still got everybody. Carson will drop back a little bit. Better kick this time. Going to be taken on a run. Oh, there's going to be a flag block in the back here.
Yeah, that was Mason King. Excuse me. I'm not sure if that was Mason King or they got 2 people back there. But, yeah, I think we're going to get a block in the back. Spot foul.
Yeah, Ben Carrier was down there really quickly on that one. And comes up tiny bit gimpy, but should be all right. So our first penalty here.
Holding.
Well, boy, that's going to be walk back, a spot foul, and that'll be all the way back to the 22-yard line. So our first big penalty of the ball game, Lance, and well, actually our second. We had the one down here, but this one hurts because King had a really nice return going on. I think he would have been up close to the 40-yard line, roughly, of Chatfield, and in great shape. Nonetheless, well, actually it's not 22. It's at the 39-yard line. Still good field position, but man in motion for Stendel. He's going to run it himself. We got him strung out, and it's going to be a big loss on the play. What a nice job. Who was that came up there and sealed that edge?
Well, number 50 was there. Kaysen Johnson was in there. Cole Raymaker, I believe, was in on that. So, yeah, just a good job staying home, recognizing that Stendal kept the ball and no room for him. Loss of 5 yards, 2nd and 15.
I think it was Cole Raymaker's responsibility to seal that edge, and he came up and got himself really good position, broke himself down, and wasn't going to let Stendal get outside of him. So really nice job on that defensive play.
Might be the last play of the first quarter, 15 seconds and counting.
We're going to beat Smalley home. So under 10 seconds to play in this first quarter, Stendal back to pass. Faces a rush. He's going to get out and run a little bit. Oh, nice job staying home.
Nice open field tackle there, Ben
Carrier. Ha-ha. Attaboy, Benny the Bull. Boy, Stendal looked like he had a little real estate to go, but Ben didn't bite on that inside, and he stayed home. So we go to the second quarter already. Gophers 0, Caledonia 0, and a couple of really nice defensive stands so far for Chatfield.
Well, on that first series for Caledonia, they had it going with the run. Grant King was kind of their workhorse. He's up to 24 yards on 7 carries. The Gophers were able to force them to punt on that. However, Caledonia returned the favor, and the Gophers couldn't get much going on our first series. Forced us to punt, and a botched kick off to the sideline gave Caledonia perfect field position for their second series, and we were able to block a field goal attempt. So the Gophers doing a pretty good job on the defensive side, as is Caledonia.
Yep.
So it's been a defensive battle so far in this game.
You'll see, we're going to get one of those knockdown drag-out deals here, and I kind of had this feeling here Monday, Tuesday. I was thinking about this already, and I kind of said to myself, Ross Stair is going to come into play tonight, and I'm hoping he's going to get that field goal here as regulation winds down. That'd be fun.
Yeah, we just need to find ourselves onto their side of the field.
Yeah, he was nailing 35, 40-yarders at halftime last week, so he's got the leg. There's just a lot of moving parts there to make sure you get that one down. So an entertaining but quick first quarter. We haven't had one like that. I think we had the block punt, one drop or 2 drop passes that stopped the clock. And other than that, she's been...
Yeah, a lot of running.
Keep it going.
Just a couple of penalties, a couple of big penalties on both sides.
They're down at 15 from their own 34-yard line. Oh, good rush from the backside. He was looking at Ethan Cole coming in there. And we got that backside pressure that we always do so well with.
Yeah, Mitchell Hinckley, Ryan Eichhoff, and right at the end was Ethan Cole. Nice job.
Yeah, Ethan came on that backside, and Stendal looked away from him because he stopped and held his ground. And as soon as he did that, Mitchell came in like just a missile and hit him, and Ryan helped him clean that whole joint up. So a nice defensive stand once again.
Yeah, 4th and about 25 on their own 26-yard line. They're going to go back to punt.
So Stendal back to punt once again. Good snap. Good protection. Pretty good end-over-end punt. Kayson's going to take it. And he'll get himself up to, well, he's right around the 50-yard line, I think.
So there we go. Got ourselves into Caledonia territory on the 49-yard line.
Well, a nice return there from Kayson Johnson.
Well, nice job just coming up and catching that ball in the air. A lot of times you see in high school they let that ball drop, and that gives the defense a lot of time to get down there, and a lot of times you just let it go.
Yep. And it was that end-over-end kick. I think if he'd let that go, you never know what kind of a roll he's going to get on that. Well, we found a couple of things offensively there running the ball. Let's just kind of see if we can't get ourselves another extended drive going. little tighter formation. Ethan Eichhoff resets, and we're going to get encroachment. So we'll move things up to about the 45-yard line of Caledonia. Well, the one nice thing about being on the side on the hash is that the coaches can come in there and talk with Carson a little bit, relay those plays in. Tight formation once again. Ben Carrier resets. Ethan Eichhoff across. And we're going to run Benny up the middle. Good little skip in there, and he's about a yard shy.
Right up the middle. Ben Carrier needed 5 yards to get the first down. Got 4, so second down and 1.
Well, Ben can get to the outside, but I think he really likes running inside in that contact. Rarely goes down after he gets hit the first time around. Well, second down and 1, and boy, things are opened up in the playbook here, Lance. Guessing we'll see ourselves a run. Ooh, Benny once again. 4-yard plunge gets the first down. First down, Gophers.
Yeah, nice job there, just kind of picking his way. Didn't go too quick in there, waited for his blocks a little bit, and was able to get that extra push for the first down.
And Ben's a good, patient runner. Luke will say that he's faster, but
I don't know. I'd like to see the race, Luke.
Offensive reset here. Actually, clock running will be close to 9:30 by the time this gets off. We'll run inside once again. Good job that backside end coming down. Or actually, that's strong side
number 14 and 24 on the tackle, Samuel Schultz and Ben Stemper.
Well, 2nd and 8. We've turned on our night lights, so we're not going to be afraid of the dark this evening.
Look at that. We've got it all inside this little cubicle.
Well, I've got a set of keys for you just in case you get in trouble at home. You can stay in the blind.
So we can also call this the doghouse.
Well, I'd take her for a doghouse.
Well, 5-yard false start penalty there against the Gophers. Backs them up, 2nd and 13.
Well, at the 41-yard line of the Caledonia Warriors, and boy, it's been a quick game so far. Like you mentioned, there's been a lot of running, and we'll see. We've got things spread out a little bit. We're going to run that end. Well, pass is caught. Boy, it hung up there for a while, but Kaysen got that out there to Mason Creeder for the first down. Ooh.
So a little reverse pass there by Kaysen Johnson. Every time they go back and do that, makes the coach cringe a little bit because he had a defender closing in on him in a hurry and threw a duck up there. But a nice job coming back, Mason Creeder, and making that catch just 1 yard short of the first down.
Well, 0-0 in this one. 8 minutes to play in this first half. Gophers going to push this one ahead. Carson rolling. Nice push. Offensive line starting to move things around a little bit. So 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line of Caledonia. Gophers just methodically moving down the field and taking plenty of time off the clock.
Yeah, this drive started on midfield at the 50-yard line. Now move the ball 25 yards. Looks like Caledonia is going to call their first timeout.
So 7:31 to play in this first half. And Lance, I've been thoroughly impressed here with the line play on this drive. They've got some decent pressures on a couple plays, but for the most part, our offensive line has been firing out and really have been the aggressors on this drive so far.
Yeah, if you look at Carrier's last 4 carries, it's been 4, 4, 2, and 4, so just enough to keep those chains going. A nice play there on the pass play to get 14 yards. But the Gophers doing just a good job here on this drive, putting themselves in position to score a touchdown.
Well, 25-yard line of Cal. I mean, theoretically, if we need to go for a field goal here, we'll probably get a few more yards for Ross. I mean, I know he can hit it, but we'd rather just score 6 and get it over with.
That would be nice. Let's use Ross on the extra point.
Yeah. I'm not so sure it's one of those nights where it's a 2-point conversion evening just to pour as many points on there because, boy, everything's going to be at a premium, I think, the way things are going back and forth with these clubs right now. First down for the Gophers. 2 wideouts to the far side. Mason Creeder to this side. They're going to come around with that action again. Oh, a little tunnel screen. Ben's going to get caught from the backside, but it's still going to pick up 5 yards. So just as good as a run there. That's a little different action than we're used to seeing.
Yeah, a little wrinkle there for the Gophers doing a screen pass. Boy, that play took a long time to develop. You got to give credit there to the offensive line, but a good job by Caledonia to recover. It was a play of about 6 yards.
Well, for some reason, the clock stopped temporarily. But we're going to wind it once again. Carson Rowland to bring the play back in. 2nd down and 4. And what I like about this drive is we've given ourselves really manageable 2nd and 3rd down opportunities. It's not like we're, other than when we were 3rd and forever. But a little inside handoff to Ben again. He's going to put his foot in the ground. Touchdown, Gophers.
No flags.
Boy, Benny, that's nice vision, buddy.
Nice job, Ben Carrier, taking that handoff, redirecting his angle, and off to the races. 19 yards out and a touchdown. Ben Carrier, Gophers strike first.
Well, what a nice move. He started that thing off, like you mentioned, here, changed directions, and just kind of, and again, he is being patient. Went off the left side and cut it back to the right, saw a little daylight, and just took it to pay dirt. What a nice run there. Well, with 6:40 to play, the score reads 6-0 in favor of the Gophers. We're going to leave our offense on the field. Well, we've been getting 3 yards when we need it, so we'll see. Little crossing pattern is going to be knocked down. So good job knocking that one down.
Yeah, Ethan Stendel from in the safety slot there just knocked that ball away. No good on the extra point.
Well, Gophers are going to strike first in this one, 6-0 here with 6:40 to play in this first half. And wow, what a nice answering drive from the Gophers. Like you mentioned, other than that 19-yard run from Benny for the score, and that end-around pass from Kaysen to Creeder, to Mason Creeder, which Mason did a really nice job getting positioned back in front of that defender, kind of using his basketball skills to bring that down. Other than that, it just was cranking it out, 3-4 yards at a pop.
Yeah, and that's all you need to do. We ran down the clock to 6:40 left to go in the second quarter.
Well, Ben Carrier with the ball to kick off once again. So we talked about not letting a whole lot happen in the first quarter, and boy, we've stayed by that tenet. That's for sure. Short kickoff taken to the 22, muffed. King is going to cut it back up though. Stay on his feet. Pretty good return there. He picked that up. A lot of times that squirrels out of your hands, and you're not 100% sure where it's going. But he was able to keep it in front of him, and good return for him. Up to the 32-yard line.
So like we said, 6:34 left to go. A lot of time here for Caledonia to work this down the field however they want. Run, pass, it don't matter. The time's there.
Well, they got 2 timeouts to work with as well. Gophers have not taken a timeout. Ball right in the middle of the field, so we've got options either way. Stendel with the old shoulder fake. It's going to be another screen and set up a nice block on the outside. Yeah, and nice. We've got flags all over, and I think we're going to get potentially a hold out there, don't we?
Well, nice design play there by Caledonia. A couple of fakes.
And they
got number 10 coming back there, which was Will Allen on the reception. And they're going to pick up that flag, and it looks like they're going to wave it off.
I think whoever made that block on the outside on Aiden Miner, good job letting him, well, maybe not. Yeah, it was Aiden, I believe.
So 9 yards on that reception from Stendel.
Yeah, that did take quite a while to develop here. They were waiting for that guy to kind of clear out of there before they threw that. And he'll get enough for the first down, just gets it.
Yeah, Ben Stemper going up the middle and leaping over a couple of Chatfield tacklers for that first down.
Like Mitchell Hinckley was in there on his legs, but Stemper, a nice job getting over the top. And it appears like we've been able to kind of rotate our D lines and keep some people fresh, which is always a plus. Good out pattern there. Oh,
saving tackle there by Ben Carrier.
Ooh. Yeah, and Fisher Wake got the ball. Boy, he put his head back, and he was about ready to go. That'll be a really nice first down pickup here for Caledonia.
Yeah, it's going to be a 29-yard pickup. Stendel to Wait.
And respecting Wade's speed, I think we gave him quite a bit of cushion, but, you know, he makes that double move. And
yeah, he went about 5 yards and stopped on a dime, and it was perfect timing from Stendel to get him the ball, and the speed kind of took over from there.
Throws a really nice out pattern. Good arm. Going to run up the middle again with Stemper. And we're going to get flags, and that's probably going to be on Cal. This is back off there. There you go.
Yeah, the play was done. It looked like there was an extra block there, and they're going to get called for the penalty on that. Otherwise, it was a pretty good run again by Stemper up the middle for about 5 yards. That'll negate that, as Caledonia's kind of doing what they want on this drive.
I think it might have been Welsher that came there on that little extracurricular. And that'll march him back 15 yards. And back up to the 42-yard line. Boy.
So 2nd and 18.
They found a little something up the middle there with Stemper and King. They're doing a pretty good job. 4:43 to play and a clock winding down. Quick out, And a good job of coming up and closing on that play.
Yeah, that time number 25, Cooper Allen, a freshman, on the quick out pattern.
Like Ryan Eichhoff on the tackle there.
Yes,
Clock
I believe
will,
number 7, Ryan Eichhoff, with the
clock
tackle.
will keep running. Kind of uncharacteristic here. I haven't seen this many freshmen playing roles on this club, but hey, if they're capable. So 2 out wide for Caledonia on the far side. Single here, single in the backfield. Stendel takes the snap. Oh, he's going to get hit as he throws. Oh, Ethan Cole was in there hard.
Yeah, tough one there for the offensive lineman to keep that block as Stendel keeps going to the outside, and he's kind of able to disengage with his blocker. Just not much there for Stendel to do anything with the ball.
Yeah, definitely had to throw off his back foot with Ethan right in his face. So Kason Johnson back at, well, he'd be going to come up to the 20-yard line, and we'll see well, they're going to keep things in tight. Maybe just let him kick and see if he can't get the roll into the end zone, or.
Well, 3:48, they still have 2 timeouts. You pin the Gophers back deep, you still might get a chance to get that ball back in pretty good field position.
So we'll see if this one pops.
Good roll for the Gophers.
Ooh.
That was close.
So Stendel pooched that one, and it took just one more roll than he wanted.
So the Gophers on that drive, a pretty good break on the 15-yard personal foul penalty that pushed them way back to 2nd and 18. The Gophers were able to stop them and turn the ball over.
Yeah, you get it down here near the 25-yard line of the Gophers, and you're like, okay, here we go. And then that 15-yard penalty. So what we talked about here, just being disciplined, we got to just walk away. Gophers take over with 3 timeouts in their back pocket with 3:40 to play in this first half. Let's see if we can't tack another 6 on right here.
Yeah, down at your own 20-yard line. Ball security ever so important.
We're going to run it with Ben. He's going to cut it back. Not much happening. He might have got a little bit. Well, no, he didn't get anything on that run.
Hoping to get back to the line of scrimmage. Might have lost a yard.
Yeah, Ben just didn't have anywhere. I think he wanted to bust that to the outside, and then he thought about going over tackle and cutting it up. Just not much running room on that. So 2nd down. Ben's going to come out for a little bit. He looks like he's
trying to catch his breath.
Yeah.
Been a long first half so far for Ben Carrier, playing both ways.
So Cole Raymaker's going to come in there and lead block for Carson Rowland. Stendel's going to come up and make the tackle. Probably make it about, what, 3rd and 7 roughly? Yeah, you mentioned here, Ben doesn't come out of the game very often. I think he's came out the last game because they were up, big. But he's, like you mentioned, he's playing both ways every snap. And we'll see. Maybe at some point we can get Chase in there, but he's missed a couple weeks of practice, so. Carson will run it up the middle. Boy, nice gainer on that.
Yeah, a little bit more breathing room there as the Gophers probably punt this ball away. And Caledonia is going to call a timeout.
Well, Hamill on the tackle. Yeah, like you mentioned, Cal's going to take a timeout. Gophers want to get themselves a decent punt, I think, and hold Cal out of the end zone. They get the ball to start the second half, so that would be wonderful to make another nice defensive stand.
Yeah, 1:55 here. Caledonia has one timeout left. Like you said, the Gophers here looking to have a good punt. Hopefully something not returnable, preferably.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
we've seen how it kind of went when they tried to angle to the sideline on that first punt.
Well, if we can get some hang time on this, just let some people get down there. We don't want him with a full head of steam catching the ball and taking off. Well, as opposed to last week when we were Carson rolling back to punt. And we've got movement on the right side. Someone flinched there. Well, that'll back us up 5 more yards.
So now Caledonia is going to send Waite back and probably set up for a return. Instead, it looked like they were going to bring the house there to try to maybe get a block.
Well, Waite is going back quite a ways. He's at the 39-yard line. Better high punt there from Carson. It's not going to be long. Well, it's going to take a Cal bounce. Hop on it, guys. And they're going to get the ball. Looks like, wow. They're going to spot that up at the 37-yard line. Whew. Or 38, rather. That did not take the hop there that we'd anticipated or wanted.
No, it kind of caught it deep on the foot, as you say, but so that it had the reverse spin as it went up.
Mm-hmm. Well, Cal here with great field position and one timeout here. They're going to run once again up the middle, or actually to the right side. Good job by the Gophers defense, giving up a couple of yards.
Yeah, number 1, Grant King back in to run the ball. Gain of 3.
A pretty good spot for them there. So under a minute 30 to play in this first half. Gophers lead this one 6-0. One wide out to this side. Stendel's going to take the shotgun snap, back to pass. He's going to go up. Kean Danager, good job on defense. Oh,
yeah, nice job there. Kean Danager just going stride for stride with the intended receiver, number 18, Mason King. Incomplete. That'll stop the clock, a minute 5.
So Cal takes their shot, and boy, Kean a good job just running with him and staying out ahead of him. Just hoping they don't start throwing that back shoulder.
Yeah, that was a deep pass from their own 35-yard line to the outside. Probably threw that ball about 50 yards in the air.
Well, 3rd and 7 from the Gophers' 35-yard line. Stendel in the shotgun again. Little wheel route coming on. Oh, he had him too, but.
Yeah, Mr. Ethan Cole there coming around end, I think had something to do with maybe throwing that pass maybe a little early or just forcing it downfield.
Yeah, and it looks like Ethan is, they had the back running the wheel route, and he was wide open there. They had cleared out nicely with the wideouts, and linebackers kind of got caught up in the wash here and didn't get to that zone. But yeah, Ethan is causing some real problems on the edge right now. He's coming down hard. So 4th down and 7, a minute and a second to play here in this first half. Stendel will drop back. Ooh. Pass downfield is incomplete, and we had, as soon as he let go of that one, he got pounded.
Yeah, good coverage by the Gophers and good pressure again on Stendel as just as he released it, had 2 Gophers right there to make the tackle.
Well, the Gophers, with 56 seconds to play, have 3 timeouts with good field position, and let's get ourselves a few points out of this. Caleb Austin in at tackle for Ethan Cole, so they're giving Ethan a little bit of a breather on the offensive side of the ball here. He'll be in at that left tackle position. Little low snap, but Carson's going to take it himself. A scamper out there for about 4 yards.
Yeah, just a straight quarterback draw for Carson Rowland.
Well, 2nd down and 7, coming up on 30 seconds to play in this first half. Back to pass. We're going to try to get somebody down the seam. Mason Creeder.
Oh, a nice catch. Mason Creeder.
Creeder. That was beautiful there. Went up and got it above the defender. When that came down there in that seam, he was double covered, and he just went up in between those 2 defenders and brought that down.
Yeah, nice job
really.
Just hanging onto that ball as he's going down to the ground. I wasn't sure if he quite kept possession, but they say he does.
Nice. Whew. Mason Creeder, let's go. Yeah, we had 2 guys, and, well, Kaysen was running the other seam on the other hash mark, and they were starting to converge a bit here. And Minnesota and Mississippi Rivers, they are coming there together. And but nonetheless, a nice gainer down the middle, and that just turns the field over. With 23 seconds, we're down at the Cal 27-yard line.
Yeah, that pass play was good for 38 yards. And now the Gophers on their, the Caledonia 27-yard line. 23 seconds to go here before halftime.
We have been fairly successful here in the last 2 games of running that little out toward the sideline and maybe saving some timeouts. But we're going right down the seam once again. Kaysen Johnson up for the ball. We'll see who comes down with it.
And they're going to call it a touchdown.
Gophers. Wow, Kaysen.
Nice job.
Okay, those are 2 balls right there that who wanted that ball. And Gophers receivers went up and got that. Nice. Wow. Kaysen, get up. Well, he's going to probably not wrestle this year and play basketball the way he went up after that one.
And Kaysen for being about 5'8", maybe to go up and get that, and just to be able to hang on to it, maybe fight the ball away from the defender. Just a good job, good effort there by the Gophers.
Boy, and they had a safety coming in hard on top of him too, and he held on and went out and got that with his hands. Yeah, we're going to get a timeout on the field from Caledonia with 17 seconds to play in this first half. A couple of nice big pass plays there from Carson Rowland first to Mason Creeder down the seam. And just when I thought maybe they'd go to the sideline, they hit that seam once again. And another great catch by a Gophers receiver. It comes down with the ball. 12-0 in favor of the Gophers. And looks like we had our offense stay on the field. We're going to try to get that 2-point conversion.
Yeah, just when I thought I was thinking Caledonia had plenty of times and to go down and score when they had their last possession, not really thinking we were going to have too much time. But with about 56 seconds, the Gophers here with 2 long pass plays, one to, like you said, Mason Creeder for 38 yards, and then the very next play for the touchdown goes 27 yards to Kaysen Johnson.
Well, a couple of, I was not so sure they're going to go right back to the well on that seam, but nice job. 2-point conversion upcoming here for the Gophers. Last time Stendhal knocked it down in the middle on the pass. They're going to go across the middle this time, but it's going to be complete. Tobin McMahon. Well, with 17 seconds to play here, Lance, Gophers go up 14-0 in this first half. Really a nice couple of statement drives for Chatfield here in this second quarter.
Yeah, after a defensive battle there in the first quarter, the Gophers strike with 6:40 left to go in the second on a run by Ben Carrier from 19 yards out. That put us up 6-0. And then after a couple of back and forth with 56 seconds left to go in the first half, the Gophers get the possession and march down the field and score, striking on a 27-yard pass from Carson Rowland to Kaysen Johnson, and the extra point is good. That puts us at 14-0, the Gophers.
Well, what do we always talk about here, Lance? Just take care of your lanes, take care of business here, because we got a dangerous guy back there to return this kick. But I'm kind of thinking Benny's going to squirrel this one down as low on the ground as he can, and they're bringing up their coverage quite a bit. Well, Ben Carrier back to kick. Well, he's got the signal. A nice line drive kick from Ben, and that is going to, that's going to go out of bounds. They'll get this at the 35-yard line, and
still 17 seconds left. The way the game's been going in these last few minutes, anything can happen.
Gophers with one timeout. I believe Cal is out of timeouts here. They took that last timeout before the PAT try. So they're going to re-kick this, however. You know what? I like what Benny was doing. If he could get that to stay in bounds and just run some time off, we'd be...
Yeah, they're going to back him up 5 yards for the re-kick. See if Benny maybe tries go for the pooch kick up in the air, let our guys get downfield.
Well, our guys in the middle here just need to be... Ben's going to boom this one. And it's going to be fielded by at the 1-yard line. He'll cut it back. Nice job there, staying at home. Nowhere to go, and down to 9 seconds to play in this first half. Really good kick by Ben. He needed it.
Yeah, he really
got
booted that. We've seen Ben do a touchback, I think, in the first game of the season. Yep. After that, he's had a couple of good ones, a couple of not so good ones, but that one definitely a good kick.
Oh, yeah. Well, 14-0 in favor of the Gophers. 9 seconds to play, and I don't know how exotic Cal's going to get from their own 15-yard line here with 9 seconds. Might just be happy to get into the locker room. Nonetheless, here, Gopher safeties need to be on point. And they're going to back them off the ball about 30 yards.
He's going to throw that as long and far as he can.
And it'll be knocked down, and we still have 3 seconds to play in this first half. Tobin McMahon on the coverage there. He caught that 2-point conversion this last time around. So like I mentioned, your Gopher safeties are 30-plus yards off the ball, and for good reason. Because I think you mentioned here a couple of drives ago, Stendhal threw in 50-plus. So he can toss it out there, that's for sure.
Well, watch for the hook and ladder.
Well, low snap is going to, he's going to get down on it, and that's going to take us to zeros. Well, we go into the locker room. Lance, Gophers up 14-0 in this one. over Caledonia. Let's just run over our stats here quick.
All right, stats for the Gophers is throwing the ball. Carson Rowland, 6 of 7, 86 yards throwing. He does got 1 touchdown toss. Rowland running the ball is 5 carries for 20 yards. Ben Carrier, 7 carries, 33 yards and a touchdown. Tobin McMahon on the reverse was -4. Kason Johnson also has a pass attempt. He was 1 of 1 for 14 yards. Receiving for the Gophers, Kason Johnson, 2 catches for 28 yards, and that last one for 27 was a touchdown. Mason Crater, a nice job in that first half at the wide receiver position. 3 catches, 64 yards. Ben Carrier with a catch for 6. For the Caledonia Warriors, throwing the ball, Ethan Stendel, 3 of 10 for 41 yards. Stendel running the ball, 3 carries, -3. Ben Stemper, 2 carries for 4. Garrett King, 7 carries, 27 yards. Receiving, Fisher Waite has 1 catch for 29. Will Allen has a catch for 9. And Cooper Allen has a catch for 3. That rounds out the stats for the Gophers and Caledonia. The scoring, it was a tie ball game after the first quarter. In the second quarter was 6 minutes, 40 seconds left. Chatfield scores on a 19-yard touchdown run by Ben Carrier. The pass was no good for the extra point. With just 17 seconds to go in the first half, a pass from Carson Rowland to Kason Johnson was good for 27 yards. The extra point pass attempt was good to McMahon. That makes our score now as it stands 14-0, Gophers lead.
Well, we talked about the line play, and the Gophers offensive line here, starting early in that second quarter, started to exert a little more will, and we're getting chunk yardage. But then they turned the tables and have done a really nice job in pass protection there, giving Carson ample time to throw those patterns, because those seam patterns here were, 35, 40-yard passes, and it takes time to get him down there. But great catches by the receivers, but the big dogs up front were taking care of business as well. So nice job overall there. First quarter, went really quickly. Second quarter, Gophers just started to gain a little steam.
Yeah, and it's not that Caledonia hasn't had their chances. In that first quarter, they had the ball deep inside Chatfield territory. Turnover on downs on the first possession, but the second possession, they had an opportunity to kick a field goal, came up. It was blocked by Chatfield, and we got the ball out to the 20-yard line. So they've had their chances. They're able to move the ball. They did. They had another nice series, but they had a big 15-yard penalty that pushed them way back, and they weren't able to get the first down and turn the ball over again, I think on a punt at that time. So not that they haven't had their chances. The Gophers just taking care of some good opportunities that they've been given.
Yeah, that last 15-yard penalty here, they had the ball at the 27-yard line and got backed up to the 42. And that's, for them, boy, that's some things they got to take care of. That can't happen in the second half. They're down by 2 scores, but we've seen their offense. I think they can come alive if they want to. Defensively for the Gophers, we just need to keep doing what we're doing and stay responsible for what we're supposed to be doing, and I think we'll be in good shape.
Yeah, as long as, like you said, the offensive line can stay aggressive and get those blocks up front, that's where it's going to come down to in the second half, who can control the line of scrimmage. Yep. I think the defense is in a good position to do well in the second half, but still, you never know. The turnovers so far have been none. So anything can happen if you have a turnover. We'll just see how the second half plays out.
Yeah, just focus second half, and I think we'll be in really good shape. But you just never know, like you said, with Cal. A couple of wrinkles that I haven't seen in their offense either. So it'll be an interesting second half. Nonetheless, Gophers will get the ball right away, so it'd be nice to tack on another touchdown there or a field goal, whatever you'd like there. Just some points on the board would be awesome. We'll be back with second half action after this. Hey, welcome back, Gopher fans. Andy O'Connor along with Lance Boyam and Rick Irish here in our Muddy Blinds. Thanks once again to Chatfield Trucking, Rolling Well, and Magnum Sports, as well as Paul Novotny and Scott Rowland for helping us set these up. Well, Lance, we go to the second half. Gophers up in this one 14-0, and second quarter a little slower pace, but boy, the Gophers got on the big plays.
Yeah, right towards the end, the pace really picked up, and Gophers here to receive the ball. Hopefully we get something started right away in the second half.
Pretty good kick coverage from Caledonia. We'll get it out to, looks like about the 30-yard line roughly. Well, Lance, we talked a little bit about, if the Gophers come out and score here, that might change what Cal wants to do offensively here. But from a Chatfield perspective, we just need to stay the course and, keep our feet underneath us on the offensive line. I think we'll be just fine.
Yeah, we had success running the ball. Carson Rowland had 20 yards rushing. Ben Carrier with 33, so let's go right back at it.
And we're going to use, yep. There's Carson Rowland going to make a couple of nifty moves, and their end over there kind of blew things up.
Yeah, just a fake dive to Ben Carrier outside when Carson Rowland made one cut upfield. Good enough for 3 yards, maybe just 2.
Well, second down and 8 from their own 32-yard line. Gophers' first possession of the second half. A lot of field to work with on the opposite side. Gophers kind of keeping things a little more close to the vest with their formation tonight. Back to pass. Carson's going to get out of there. Downfield once again. It's a Mason Creeder.
Nice job to get out of the grasp of a couple of Caledonia defenders, and Mason Creeder up high for the catch.
Well, Carson was getting his own pressure himself, and again, a slower developing play. And he took a step up into the pocket and got himself loose and found Mason Creeder. Another really nice catch, just going up and get that one.
Yeah, 16 yards on that reception by Creeder.
So bunch formation on the far side for the Gophers. Ben will reset. This end over here jumped just a bit, but didn't reach into the neutral zone. We'll run Carson Rowland on the right side once again. Good job filling the gaps from Caledonia's defenders and their linebacking core.
Yeah, ball now right at midfield, second down and 8.
Well, clock will continue to wind. We'll be under 10:30 to play in this third quarter. When we get this one off, Thane Shield into the ball game here with the play. Thane's going to play on the outside. Bunch on the far side. Thane by himself out in space. Carson's going to take it, a quick hitter up the middle once again. He will pick up just a couple, maybe a couple at best.
Yeah, 2 yards again.
Clock continues to run, under 10 minutes to play in this third quarter.
3rd and 6, still pretty manageable here for the Gophers. They could probably run the ball if they want again, or they can look to do a quick pass. So far, the hot receiver for the Gophers is Mason Creeder. 4 catches, 80 yards.
Well, put that thing up there and let Mason go get it. He's done a really nice job using his body to catch balls here tonight, just to get himself in good position. Jason Johnson's going to move in just a bit. Ooh.
And we
had a lineman downfield.
A hit here on Kason Johnson, who took the fake. Looked like 24 Ben Stemper was making the tackle on him. Well, this would be another big penalty
Oh, that's tough.
against Caledonia.
That's a tough one to take for them, boy. They had us in a bad way there. We put that one up, and it just about fluttered enough to get picked off. I was worried we had linemen too far down the field as well, but
Yeah, after he let that ball go, Ben Carrier had no idea where it was at, kind of sticking his hands out like, what are you going to do, throw it? And it almost was intercepted, but wouldn't have mattered because of the penalty. 15 yards and a first down. Now the ball all the way up to the 33-yard line of Caledonia.
So another big penalty there puts us in really good field position, and Ben Carrier's going to get the handoff. Still a really nice job filling by Cal's linebackers. They're not giving us a whole lot of space. Looks like they're coming up a lot more aggressively here in this third quarter.
Number 54 from the linebacker position, I think. Tanner Ginther along with 12, Ethan Stendel on that tackle.
And Ginther's not your biggest guy, but he is slick, and he's a tough customer. Second down. Benny's going to jump forward for another couple of yards, and it'll be 3rd and 6 again. Deja vu all over again.
And another tackle there by Mr. Ginther.
Well, 3rd down and 5 roughly. They're going to call it 3rd and 5 on the clock. Got a little more than I thought on that one. Snap there, going to fake that handoff. We're going to go down the seam once. Oh, there's Tobin. Oh, he had a couple of steps on the D-back, and wow.
Yeah, nice route there by Tobin McMahon. Had, like you said, probably 3 steps on the defender. Just overthrown a little bit there by Carson Roll and bring up 4th down and 5.
Well, 4-down territory here, obviously, for the Gophers on the 28-yard line of Caledonia. Clock stops at 8:02. And the Gophers are going to take a timeout here to talk things over. And 4th down on the 28-yard line.
Not a bad timeout here by Coach.
Yep.
A big possession to get the ball to start the second half. Now 8:02 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, like you mentioned, I mean, big possession. It's a huge momentum shift either way. If the Gophers get this first down and then end up scoring here, that makes things a little interesting. But Cal holds. They get the ball with fairly decent field position and, you know, right back the other way. And could be a really telling play for this ball game. So Ricky's messing with us in the next hut. He's like Eric Carmen, he's all by himself. That's off of Bundy's playlist, by the way. He's got that on his playlist.
Doing some jumping jacks and
he's got so much more room for activities over in that other hut. Well, 4th down and 5 here. We'll see what Coach Johnson's got up his sleeve here offensively on this down. Ben's going to reset. And Ethan Eichhoff, just a tiny step. I think if he had just taken that to the side, he took it forward just a bit. Ooh.
Yeah, false start. Yeah, he took that little nudge forward, and they caught him. So I'll back it up, make it 4th and 10.
Well, 4th down and 10, and we'll see from the 33-yard line. I guess Carson can drop back and see what he wants to do. If he wants to pooch her to the corner. Couple of wideouts to the far side. Single wideout here. Ben Carrier resets. Back to pass. Ooh, and no flag on the play. Pretty good coverage. It's
yeah, pretty good time there for Carson Rowland to drop back and throw that. He did get hit just as he released it, but enough time there. Looking for Kason Johnson, who looked like he was kind of doing a post route, just a little bit out in front of him. So that'll turn the ball over to Caledonia.
Well, a good defensive stand for Cal with 7:57 to play, and the Gophers up 14-0. They held when they needed to, that's for sure. Still good field position for them. And a nice run up the gut there, and that's King once again.
Yeah, all of 11 yards and a first down. That'll move the sticks.
Yeah, and nothing exotic about that play. It's just, hey, we're going to go downhill.
Number 1, Grant King on that carry.
And they're going to go right back to the well there. A little better job stuffing that up. Still a gain of 3 yards. King runs hard. Good looking one.
He's got a little or a good burst of speed when he gets to that hole.
So 2nd and 7. Cal at this point not going away from their game plan, obviously, and why would you? I guess don't want to get too crazy. Clock's going to continue to run, under 7 minutes to play in this 3rd quarter. Single wide out far for them. They're going to run Stendel on the back. He's going to try to cut it up, and he'll get a gain of about 4 yards. Some really manageable 3rd down play for them.
Yeah, Aiden Miner going down the line of scrimmage to track down Stendel on that. But like you said, 4 yards. 3rd down and 3.
Well, over the 50-yard line, I'm not so sure if they get a couple on this. They don't go for it. They've had really good success, obviously, over that right side. Oh, there's Mitchell Hinckley coming off the end position.
Yeah, big tackle there.
Nice job.
Mitch Hinckley, a loss of 4 yards. That'll back him up.
Well, 4th down and 6. I mean, you go from 3rd and 3, and boy, they moved Mitchell probably playing a little more interior from the linebacking core, but they moved him up on the line here this series, and he's been coming hard downhill. That time he took a little less of an angle, or actually, angled further down the line as opposed to getting up the field. And Stendel will be back to punt. Good snap. High kick. It's going to take a Cal bounce, but out of bounds at about the 22, 23-yard line. Well, defensive trades, the trade blows, and good job by the Gophers standing again.
Yeah, after a couple of nice first downs, and it looked like the Caledonia offense had things figured out. A big stop there by the Gophers, and they'll take their 2nd possession here in the 3rd quarter. 5:08 to play.
Well, the Gophers have used 1 timeout on that 4th down their last drive. And we'll see if they go a lot of the ball control like Cal did that last possession. They're going Ben Carrier up the middle. Ben's going to get hit, but still get a yard or so, maybe 2 yards. Stemper with another tackle. A lot of the same names in that linebacking core making tackles tonight for Caledonia. Active group. So 2nd and 9 for the Gophers, 4:30 to play in this third quarter. Going to hand off once again.
Nothing there.
Boy, as soon as Ben got that ball, it's a good thing they got that handoff off. Boy.
That was number 67, Max Schmitz. Just a 9th grader in on that tackle, a loss of 3 yards.
Going to be under 4 minutes to play when we get this playoff, but just an observation. They've got 2 or 3, probably 3 so far, freshmen, that are really making an impact on this game. I mean, they've made their names known. They've played really well. I mean, well beyond their years. So 3rd down and 11 for the Gophers, deep in their own territory. Ben will go in motion. We're going to go deep, and Kaysen ran the stop route. Like one of those guys was supposed to hit a different
little
route.
mix-up, I think, in the routes. Good thing was the ball was way overthrown, so nobody was able to catch that one. So the Gophers will punt the ball away.
You know, one thing when they've their defensive backfield here, once they see a couple of receivers in an area, they're really migrating over there. So if we can get a little bit of misdirection there, maybe some of those patterns up the middle. Ooh, that one is partially blocked, I think. Pretty good roll, however, for the Gophers.
Yeah, good roll there just to get it to the 50-yard line. Good field position here for Caledonia.
Well, they'll take over a couple possessions here for each team, and haven't gotten anything on the board either way. Both defenses have stood up quite a bit taller here in this third quarter. Still 14-0 in favor of the Gophers with 3:22 to play, and boy, we're seeing things in the trenches once again. Stendhal hands off to the right side. Good gainer to the outside.
Yeah, this time number 24, Ben Stemper, who scampers around to the right side. Good enough for 7 yards.
Pretty good interior penetration here by the Gophers line, but enough good blocks on the outside to spring him for a nice gain. 6-yard pickup there. 2nd and 4. Back to pass to Stendhal, quick out. Still going to pick up the first down, but a really nice job breaking down with the feet on this side, not going up and just getting too wild for that tackle.
Yeah, good open field tackle there. Kean Danager on the coverage, but enough for a Caledonia first down.
Good job. You know, he just treated it more like a punt or a kick coverage where he just broke down his feet and made the sure tackle. Back to pass to Stendhal once again. Going to try to get it out to the outside. It's going to be down.
Yeah, once again feeling some pressure from the left side of the Chatfield defensive line. Number 60, Ethan Cole.
And they've been able to give him a break here on the offensive side in a couple of series, which has been very important for him. So 2nd down, and, well, we'll call it 9.5, maybe 10. Clock stops at 2:09. Gophers up 14-0 in this one, third quarter. And we're going to get movement on the outside by Caledonia. Well, Mitch was pretty close to coming across there, too, and drawing him, but they're going to call it 5 yards against Caledonia.
Well, we talked about the young players from Caledonia. That was number 25, Cooper Allen, who is also a freshman.
So 2:09 to play here in this third quarter. 2nd and 15 for the Caledonia Warriors. Quick hitter in that hook zone. And a nice gainer to get a lot of that back. Will Allen with the catch.
That's Allen's second catch. That went forward 10 yards, so that should bring up 3rd and 5.
Did a nice job getting down in that hook zone, just sitting down. Stendel found him there, quick drop. So 3rd and 5 for Caledonia. Another quick hitter, and it's going to be just past the first down marker. King went, he saw where that stick was, and he was right there. Well, I thought he was a little closer than that, but he was past it.
Yeah, Ethan Stendel here kind of getting a little bit of a rhythm back there at quarterback, throwing the ball. Had a couple of nice completions here. Gophers going to have to figure something out here to slow him down a little bit.
Yeah, and it's nothing wild. He's just going quick hitters and letting his guys make a play. Good job defending that time. Allen with another catch, and I think they were talking about a little bit of a block out there on that outside.
Man, that time a really nice job by Tobin McMahon, and who else was on that, but no gain on that pass reception.
So we've got somebody on the bench, the Gophers bench here, and I don't know if that's Mason Creeder.
Yeah, I seen them working on Mason a little bit. Looks like maybe some type of collarbone.
Gonna run to the outside. Gophers string that out, but Stemper with a great move to get outside. Really patient run from him. Kason Johnson's going to push him out of bounds, but a great run there from Stemper. Looked like
nice
he was going to get bottled up.
Yep. And then kicked it to the outside.
So under 40 seconds here, the Gophers, ball's on the ground. Gophers are going to recover. Let's see if it's going the other way. I believe it is. He was just about to the goal line. Someone stuck in there and hit the ball. And it'll be Gopher football at the 20-yard line. Looked like Ryan Eichhoff jumped on it in the end zone.
Well, big turnover there. The first turnover of the game, and that is a big one, as it looked like he was going to go in and score. That'll be a touchback. The Gophers will get the ball out at the 20-yard line.
That's tough. Boy, he was almost to the goal line when I don't know who hit that. I think it was just in passing. Someone just punched at it, and love it.
Just 36 seconds to go in the third quarter as the Gophers catch a huge break on the fumble by Caledonia and the recovery by the Gophers.
Well, Ethan Eichhoff to reset at their own 20-yard line. Like you mentioned, 36 seconds. And while a couple of drives where Cal had everything clicking and their rhythm, their passing game was going. Handoff up to get. Upended.
Penn gets his legs taken out from him, up and over.
He'll end up getting one on that, but like Wyatt Jacobson in a wideout on this far side. And the Gophers are going to let this one run down to end the third quarter in what looked like a couple of really promising drives for the Caledonia Warriors. Come up with no points after the fumble and fumble recovery in the end zone. Gophers get it back. 14-0 still going into the fourth, and wow.
Yeah, pretty good job by both defenses to start out this second half. But Caledonia, like you said, got things cooking here as they on their last possession, but with a big fumble in the end zone. The recovery by the Gophers turns the ball over. And now to start this fourth quarter, the Gophers will have it.
Yeah, and what, I mean, Stendhal started finding those real quick hitters, anywhere from 3 to 6, 7 yards roughly. And his receivers are doing a really nice job breaking a tackle, or at least getting a couple after the catch. So, I mean, they're breaking off, anywhere from 4 to 8 yard pass plays all the way down the field. And then Stemper with that real nice run to get him in scoring position. And that unfortunate fumble there as he goes into the end zone. Gophers defense opportunistic once again.
Yeah, Ethan Stendhal now 7 of 15. He's got 65 yards passing. Ben Stemper 4 carries, 32 yards.
So the Gophers coming up here to start the fourth quarter, up 14-0 on their own side of the field with a 2nd and 9 from the 21-yard line. We're going to reset. Real quick screen to the outside. Ethan Eichhoff. Come on, Ethan. That a boy.
No big tackle there. Ben
Nice.
Stemper trailing from behind. That was just a fake dive. And they hit Ethan, who was just kind of floating out to the outside, and caught him in stride.
Well, tell you what, that play there, when you're starting to talk about the seams and everything, and that H-back just kind of comes across, and everybody seems to forget about him coming across. He hasn't caught a ball yet this game, and there he was. Huge gainer there and a first down for the Gophers. Clock begins to run once again, and that is the Gophers' best friend at this point, along with another 6 would be.
Yeah,
great.
that pass play goes for 23 yards.
Gophers just milking this thing right now, going to take it down as far as they can. Ben Carrier will carry on the inside. He's going to break one off. Benny, come on. We'll see if he got enough to catch him. Touchdown, Gophers. Ben Carrier, baby. Let's go.
56 yards for the touchdown, Ben Carrier. Nice job kind of weaving his way through the middle of that line. And did he have a seam?
And I was waiting here. I was resigned to say, hey, you're going to get 6 yards on this carry, Benny. Nice carry. And he broke a tackle, and then he just put his head back. Looked like one of their DBs had an angle on him, but there's no way you're going to tackle him up high. That's going to make it 20-0 in favor of the Gophers. 11:01 to play in this ball game. Wow, what a play. And Ben has been doing yeoman's work, just pounding the line all night long, and finally gets that big gainer he wants. Love it.
Ben Carrier's second touchdown. The first one came in the second quarter from 19 yards. This one, 56 yards for the touchdown.
Well, Ross Stair's going to come in and kick this extra point. Simon Erding to hold. Ross Stair to kick. We've got a new snapper in there. I'm not sure who is snapping because Mason Creeder is out right now. And we're going to get might be Carter Osk, actually. There we go. Everyone's going to back off just a bit. So 20-0, and we'll see what we got going on here. Much ado about an extra point.
Yeah, Marshall was over to the sideline. Not sure what the discussion was about, but we'll put the ball in play here.
Snaps back. Good snap. And it is blocked. Boy, they had everybody up the gut that time. Well, nonetheless, Lance, she's a 3-score ball game, 20-0 in favor of the Gophers.
Well, a lot like that first half where there was no score in the first quarter, but the second quarter, the Gophers started off the scoring first.
Yeah, and just really nice run by Benny. He was patient getting to the hole to get to the second level. and then didn't seem like a safety was coming downhill after him, so he just took off and went to the races. So Gophers to line up to kick, and there's Ben Carrier again. He's not going to come off the field.
Well, that score was the Gophers taking advantage of a fumble in the end zone as Caledonia looked like they were going to score. And again, the Gophers jump on it, get the ball on the 20-yard line, go 80 yards for the score.
Well, other than a couple of those big plays, or actually 3 big plays to set up touchdowns, it's been a pretty methodical offense. We've opened things up a little bit with some different wrinkles, but we've really had to work for some yards. Good kick there from Ben Carrier. They're going to be fielded. Oh, he almost put his knee down. Gabe Anderson just about takes him out there. Might be a block in the back. Nope, they're not going to call that. Still a pretty good job stringing that out. It looked like he had a little room.
Yeah, nice job there. Gophers just staying in your lanes, you know, and forcing him to go all the way over to the sideline to look for that opening. So Caledonia will start it on their own 20-yard line.
Well, 20-0 with 10:52 to play, and Gophers defensively. You don't want to get too conservative, but kind of find that happy medium where you're, taking care of your responsibilities, but doesn't mean they can't run a draw play and King can't go for the. They're going to stay on the ground. Ball popped out. Maybe it was down.
Yeah, they're going to call him down. The sideline official pointing to the ground, so maintains possession to Caledonia. No gain on the carry by Stemper. Maybe a loss of a yard.
Yeah, well, the lead blocker slipped coming out and just kind of discombobulated the whole ball of wax there right off the bat. And then we had good pressure coming in past that. Back to pass to Stemper. Daninger's going to get a flag. Uncatchable ball, and that was what they're going to, I believe, are going to assume be a defensive receiver, and you can't do that.
So that'll be a penalty from the line of scrimmage. So that should bring the ball out to the 34-yard line.
Well, unfortunate there is one of those things we just don't need. I understand you wanting to hit somebody, but, let's just let her go. He's actually played a really nice game in the corner position, too. So clock is stopped at 10:10 after that penalty. First down and 10 from their own 34-yard line. Stendel running on the left side. He's got a little bit of room.
And he's gone.
No one is catching Ethan Stendel. Wow. There's no messing around on that one.
66 yards, Ethan Stendel for the touchdown. Nobody really touched him.
Ooh. You got a nice block to seal it on the outside, and you saw a little bit of that speed that makes him such an intriguing player at this level and the next. So 9:59 to play, and Cal gets on the board for the first time this evening, 20-6 in favor of the Gophers. Yeah, and it looks like we're going to go with, they're actually going to go for a 2-point conversion potentially. Well, a stop on this one would be huge for the Gophers, but moving forward, we're going to have to just buckle down. Good,
Up the
good
middle and
push.
no good.
Really
Ethan
nice
Stendel
push.
on the quarterback keeper.
Just nothing to do there. Nothing, nowhere to go there for Ethan Stendel. And you know, you run 60+ yards, and you had to come down and make that play. That next play,
Yeah.
that's a tough ask. So the score is 20-6, still in favor of the Chatfield Gophers with 9:59 to play. And boy, Lance, they came down and big play for them. Gophers take care of the ball. Nice controlled drive here. Let's milk 4 or 5 minutes off the clock. Would be wonderful.
Yeah, after really no big plays in that first half, other than a couple of touchdowns by the Gophers, but nothing really too long.
Yep.
Back-to-back touchdowns now. Carrier from 56 yards and Stendel 66. So 2 huge plays by each offense.
Well, Tobin McMahon is back to receive this along with Logan Pearson. They're back at their own 10-yard line. Stendel kick off. We got a lot of hands guys up on the front line right now. Kason Johnson's up there, and Owen Collette. Thane Shield looks like he's in the front line, and was that Benny on the other side? Or Kean Daninger, I
Not
believe.
sure.
Yeah, I think it's Daninger.
But the Gophers better be ready for anything here. You never know.
They're going to kick it deep. Logan Pearson will take it at his own 20-yard line. He'll get to the outside, break a tackle.
Yeah, nice job,
yeah.
Logan Pearson coming up, catching that ball in there, getting to the outside.
Well, 5 seconds go off the clock to 9:54. He's going to get up to the 26-yard line. Nice shoestring tackle. I think Logan had a few extra yards to gain on that outside had he not been tackled there.
Well, the Gophers here just want to pick up a couple of yards. 3 to 4 would be best, and just to keep that clock running.
I am just assuming here that Cal is going to bunch things up in the gut and just try to create havoc. There, they're bringing the house. Carson rolling with a good hard run, going to get a couple of yards. Maybe a couple of yards. Boy, that wasn't...
Yeah, he's struggling to get 1 yard there as the down marker is pretty close to the original line of scrimmage.
Well, clock continues to run. Under 9:30 to play in this ball game. Gophers still up by a couple of scores, 20-6. Battle reset. Carson will run it the other way. Oh, boy, he had a block on the outside, but I didn't see who it was, but knifed up in that outside. Got him by the ankles.
We've said his name a few times tonight. That's number 54, Tanner Ginther, coming up with a big tackle. Minimal gain of a yard.
Well, he never gets a chance to wrestle any of these guys he's tackling, so he's got to take his shots right now. Well, 3rd down and 9, or 3rd down and 8 rather, for the Gophers. A reset. Carson will try it to this side, and he's going to slip. Forced inside. The end got upfield very nicely there for Cal, and it's going to be a loss of a few.
Well, good defensive stance by the Warriors. They're going to get the ball back here with plenty of time. They might bring everybody up and see if they can't get a block.
Well, we've got a fresh snapper in there. Well, actually, they're going to bring Carson out. And Raymaker's going to come in. He's going to give the signal. However, he's going to drop back and punt this one. Ooh, he gets that one off. It's going to take a nice end-over-end bounce. Gophers will down it. Boy.
Yeah, it looked like he was lucky just to get the ball off and also got the roll, as it was a low line drive kick there off the foot of Cole Raymaker.
Well, he's been seeing the rugby-style kicks, obviously, and likes how that goes. If you get that thing to turn over, that's an extra 10, 15 yards. Well, from their own 42-yard line, 7:36 to play here, Lance. Gophers up by a couple of scores, 20-6, and Cal hasn't gone anything really different from their first half offensive plan, and right now I don't know that they need to get too crazy. They're going to run off that right side again, and we stretch that thing out. And
yeah, Ben Stemper off to the left side. No gain. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, it looked like he had a little bit of room there, but the Gophers linebacking core just really pursued that nicely down the line and stretched that out. They're going to go up the middle a little bit. Stemper once again breaks another tackle, and he's down too.
Yeah, another big run for Ben Stemper out to the outside.
They really like running him out there. To the Gophers' 35-yard line, and Cal showing a little bit more urgency now. Clock at 7:01. He went out of bounds. He got the first down. Back to pass. Quick hitter. Tobin pulls up. Good job. Good choice there. Clock will stop once again with 6:58 to play.
Yeah, that last run by Ben Stemper, 23 yards. He now has 7 carries, 54 yards this evening.
Well, 2nd down and 10 from the Gophers' 35-yard line. And we'll see here. They've been pretty content to stay with their offensive plan. They'll bring somebody in motion. A little bit different look. Stendel's going to go up the middle, gets hit, but falls forward.
Yeah, Kaysen Johnson in the backfield just missed him. The Miner ended up bringing him down.
Well, 3rd down and 4 in what's obviously 4-down territory for Caledonia. We're going to get a timeout on the field. And we'll see. Well, an injury timeout. Somebody's down here. And looks like maybe it's Weston Nolte, I believe. And hopefully just a little cramping going on, but it looks like they're looking at his hand there. I know he did, he got tangled up last week, and I don't know if it's the same one or.
Yeah, last week it looked like he come off the field maybe holding his elbow, but was able to participate in practice all week. Yeah, there he gets up. That's a good sign.
Yeah, that was Weston, wasn't it? Okay. So clock will start again. Under 6:30 to play in this ball game. They're going to try to get wide once again.
Oh, a lot of room to the outside.
We got a couple of good blocks set up downfield. Really nice job by the wideouts. King had a great block downfield for Caledonia.
Yeah, number 10, Will Allen on that carry. Good enough for 19 yards, brings it down to the 10-yard line of Chatfield.
He came out of that slot position. They've been running that motion. They just haven't run a whole lot with him, but nice job there. So he got out of bounds. Oh, boy, nice job knifing in there. Ethan Cole got past there, boy.
Yeah, good job, Ethan. Stemper hit immediately after he took that handoff, and Cole was not going to let him go anywhere. So loss of 4.
They're going to run him again the same side, and obviously a better result is going to make it 3rd down from the 5-yard line. Stendel going to take it himself, try to get to the outside. He's strung out, going to get taken out of bounds. And we've got another person down. I'm not sure.
Oh, Mr. Eichhoff busy on this series.
Yeah.
Chad Eichhoff.
We'll see who we've got down. And we're going to have to see what we've got going on here. Obviously, whoever that is down is in real pain right now. So a nice job here. Gophers-wise, boy, Stendel looked like he's going to have a little room to roam on that outside, and they did a nice job of stringing that out. I think he's still got a couple of yards or 2-3 yards on that.
I'll bring up, I think, 4th down once we resume play, but as the Gopher attend to their player on the field.
And we're going to get him up. Not sure.
That's a good sign. Looks like he's walking on his own.
Another hand-related issue, it looks like. And I cannot see who that is.
Looks like we're going to bring in number 12, Sam Carrier, to replace. Maybe that's Ethan Eichhoff or Ryan.
Oh, it could be Ryan if he's talking his shoulder. Looks like he's favoring that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's. Yep, that's Ryan. He bummed that shoulder up there in Legion baseball and just never came back 100% yet. Going to keep that thing on the ground. Stendel's going to try to get to the outside.
Oh, nice job.
Nice.
Kaysen, no. Number 5, Carson Rowland on the tackle. Big stop by the Gophers. That was 4th down and 4.
Oh, another stop for them inside the red zone. Nice job. Obviously, we're not down on that field right on top of the play, but boy, it looked like Stendel had a little something to work with. But our backs and our D-backs have been such a nice job here stretching things out. So with 5:20 to play, the Gophers take over at their own 10-yard line. Boy, and look at Cal bring everybody up there, Lance. And we're going to dive ahead for a yard.
Well, just straight up the middle for 1 yard. More importantly, that clock continues to run. Still up 2 scores.
Well under 5 minutes to play in this one here, Lance. Gophers lead at 20-6. Boy, they dodged another bullet on that. Really great defensive play there on that stretch. Gophers content to just take as much time off the clock as they can, and Cal's going to bring everything in the kitchen sink up within a couple of yards of the line.
Oh, Ethan Stendel right up the middle. Nobody touched him. Boy, it's going to be close to the 1 yard line.
Well, clock will run. By the time they get this one off, she'll be well under 4 minutes under 4 minutes in this ball game. Gophers still leading 20-6, and boy, they still got to take care of the ball down here and try to get a little bit of yardage out of this. We've got ourselves a fresh snapper in there for punts too. So clock under 3:50. Gophers up in this one 20-6. 3rd and 12, however, we're going to let this one bleed down, and we'll take a timeout. So just one timeout left here for Coach Johnson, but well, let's see. Maybe we'll run that bunch formation and get Benny loose.
Well, it'd be just nice to get something positive, even if it's just 5 yards and leaves us still 4th and long, just a little bit more room to operate out of the end zone for the punt.
Yeah, definitely not our optimal field position here on 3rd and long from our own 3-yard line. Yeah, and after that Stendhal long touchdown run, boy, the momentum kind of felt a little different. But then Gophers come back and on offense again, kind of go on a long drive of their own. They didn't score, but they've done enough here on the defensive side of the ball to keep the Warriors at bay.
Yeah, the red zone defense for the Gophers tonight has been pretty good, although the one was a fumble.
So offense back on the field for the Gophers after that timeout. Like you mentioned, they're probably going to want to just get some. And we're going to take another timeout. This looks very familiar. I think they are going to run that bunch.
I think Coach Johnson wanted to see how they're going to line up when they went out there. Let's see if Caledonia will mix it up a little bit on their defensive side.
Well, if they can get some hats on the outside and just break off a nice run here, we can kind of effectively put this thing to bed after a couple more first downs. Well, back on the field again. No timeouts left for the Gophers. 3:45 to play. I think Cal's got 2 left. We're going to spread things out a little bit. Benny in the backfield in the end zone along with Carson Rowland. He'll reset. Man in motion. They're going to run outside, going to try to cut it up, and we're going to get a few yards on that, out to just past the 5-yard line.
Yeah, just a sweet play there to Ben Carrier, who was able to make one move and get upfield a little bit. So 4th down, 9 yards.
Well, Cal did take one of their timeouts here. So 3:37 on the clock. 20-6 here still for the Gophers, and this is one of those instances where special teams, let's just get that snap back there and have everything go off without a hitch. Sometimes easier said than done.
Yeah,
you got
a lot of things got to happen.
Yeah. They obviously can't line up right over the center, but they certainly can hit those gaps, which is one of their favorite things to do anyway. But pretty clean game as far as like infractions, holding, offsides, just a couple of here and there. It's been those big penalties that have really hurt them.
Yeah, you're right. Not a lot of penalties, but when they've happened, they've been pretty significant.
Well, we're going to line up in that little, yep, and we'll bring Benny up for a protector. Good high punt, going to be taken by King, and he touched it, I think. We'll see if Mason King touched that ball.
I was going to say was not touched.
Ooh, that was close.
Boy.
That was close.
Boy, what a kick by Cole Raymaker. Just a nice spiraling high kick.
Cole got the spiral off on that one. I love it. So spotted at the 46-yard line. Whoa, boy, King dodged a bullet on that one, didn't he? Ooh. Ricky run that one back.
Need to get Geach up on the deer stand to the right here.
Well, from the Gopher 46-yard line, 3:29 to play, back to pass. There's that quick hitter pass they love so much out there.
A good thing they kept him in bounds. The clock keeps running.
So Kaysen with the tackle there. Gonna run to the inside, and where's Stemper again? Well, no, that's King.
Nope, number 24, Ben Stemper on the
Stemper,
carry.
okay. Clock under 3 minutes to play. Gophers still up 20-6, and Cal pushing the issue a bit more here. Back to pass. Oh, just about picked off. And we're going to get a cramp on the field. And we've seen a couple on the sideline, cramps that is, but boy, the way this started off in the dew point and humidity, I just was hoping here a couple days ago that they were getting plenty of fluids in them before they actually needed it.
Well, we had a game a few years ago. I think was that over in Pine Island, where it seemed like about every other play somebody was cramping up as the first game of the season.
Yeah.
A good sign. Carson Rowland got up and he's off the field. Looks like he's walking pretty good. Just needs to stretch out.
Well, these guys are wound a little tighter than I am, so they cramp up more easily. Well, 2nd and 10, 2:43 to play. Gophers up in this one by a couple of scores. Back to pass, and that's going to be caught down the middle.
Yeah, looks like number 14, Tristan Meyer.
So Meyer, one that hasn't been used yet in the passing game here yet tonight, but he goes up and gets that one nice pass from Stendel in the middle. So at the 2-yard line, they're going to run that one up the middle, and they are going to stand stout there, and it's going to be just shy of the goal line. Clock continues to run. .210 to play. And they'll go over that side, and he just got caught. Oh, just looks like he's probably going to get, no, he's going to be shy.
Boy, the Gophers doing a good job here. The clock keeps running.
Under 2 minutes to play. And I don't know who it was that submarined underneath and just got enough of his feet to catch him up. But he wasn't able to get a good footing there. He looked like he wanted to cut and go upfield real quick. Under 140 to play. Gophers up 20-6. 3rd and goal here for Cal. A lot of time burning off the clock here. Stendel's going to go up the middle himself, and that's going to be a touchdown for Caledonia. They're going to make it a 1-score ball game.
So Ethan Stendel's 2nd touchdown tonight, that one from 1 yard. First touchdown, 66 yards. So Caledonia now scoring back-to-back here towards the end of the fourth quarter.
So 20-12 with 1:23 to play, and little different scenario now here. I thought they were being really pragmatic with that drive, letting some time go off the clock. But down by 8 now. Going to try to make this a 7-point ball game. Kick is up. It is good. 20-13, still in favor of the Gophers, but boy, we got a little more drama now, Lance.
Yeah. Well, we expected this one to be a tight game when we were talking about before we even started, and definitely we've got ourselves a game.
Well, 1:23 to play. I believe Cal has one timeout left.
Maybe one. I'm not sure if they used one in the third quarter. I don't think they did, so I think you're correct.
One timeout here. And the Gophers, let's see, are we going to make them use it on the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball? If you're a kick returner here, Lance, if you bobble this at all, just
yeah, Gophers, I think, are going to
down.
substitute some players out now this time on the return team to put some hands in there, some bigger guys, expecting an onside kick from Caledonia.
Logan Pearson, the lone back there on the return team. Well, we've got Mason Creeder out. We've got Ryan Eichhoff out, both with either shoulder. Well, Ryan's the same shoulder he's been dealing with. Mason, like you mentioned, probably either a shoulder, collarbone. Look at the way he's got it wrapped. And with Weston, fortunately, is back on the field. So that's good news for the offense. We can keep things kind of intact down the line. Stendel back to kick. 1:23 to play. Gophers up 20-13.
Yeah, nice job.
Ethan Cole. At some point, Ethan Cole probably was a receiver or a running back.
Back in his 5th and 6th grade day. I think we still had him on the line there.
Yeah.
So nice job just hanging onto that ball, going straight to the ground.
Not a bad onside attempt here by Stendel. Actually, that took that kind of goofy second hop, and he kicked it hard enough where you were hoping you might slap somebody in the hands and have him fumble that. Well, 1:21 to play. Gophers at their own 48-yard line. We just need to get a good snap off. Run this clock out. And he's going to get caught behind the line of scrimmage, but that's okay. They're going to have to use that final timeout. So I believe Scott said that was their second. So the Gophers there, 2nd and 12. Loss of a couple on that play, but 1:15 in this ball game, and you're kind of caught in no man's land. You'd love to. You got to get that first down to kind of take this out of the equation. But they've got one more timeout. They use that on 2nd down here. They've only got maybe the kick return in one more play, depending on what happens, or the punt return rather. But if the Gophers get a first down, she's a tough road here for Cal. Hang on to the ball here.
Yeah, Cal should be putting everybody up in the box, knowing that the Gophers are going to run the ball.
Well, we got things close to the hash on this side. Maybe we're going to try to go a little wide. And we are. He's going to follow Benny around the outside.
Stay in bounds.
And he's going to get tackled. Yep, in bounds. Clock continues to run, under a minute to play in this ball game. Gophers up 20-13. And I thought they had one more timeout left. I guess.
Yeah, obviously they're out of timeouts. Otherwise, they'd be using one here. So the Gophers just need to hang on to the ball.
Essentially, Carson, if they don't have any timeouts left, can just, well, he's going to run it to the outside, and he's going to pick up a tiny bit. He had tough sledding there with everybody up on the line like that. They're going to stop the clock, however, with 16 seconds.
Okay, they did have one timeout left, so that way they just can't run the clock out here on 4th down.
Well, if you're the snapper and you're the punter, let's just get a good one off. We'll see who we got back. If it's should be Waite, I believe. That's who's been returning here most of the
Fisher
night.
Waite, yes. Well, actually, the last time Mason King was back there.
Oh, yeah.
The one that we thought might have touched the ball, but the officials called no touch.
That was pretty close. He must have just backed off at the last second. Both Wade and King back there, and we'll see if they got any skullduggery on this return. Going to get that kick off. It's going to go out of bounds. I'm guessing they're going to go about the 32, 33-yard line. No, he's going to go all the way down. Nope, going to walk it off. 30-yard line.
Well, 11 seconds, maybe time for 2 plays. Clock does stop once they are down, if it is a 1st down, so they can move the sticks.
Well, we've got a short side over here, and maybe they want to run a quick hot route about 15 yards. Stendel's got the arm to do it, obviously, but if you're a safety here, Lance, what do you got to remember?
Stay back. Nobody behind you.
No way. You are the center fielder. And we are out Ryan Eichhoff here, too, so. They're going to go a real quick play there. It's going to get out of bounds. Ooh. Kind of took a awkward hit there on that outside. Look at Mason King. 6 seconds to play, 20-13 in favor of the Gophers still. Out pattern, I was thinking. A little quick like that, thought maybe they want to get downfield a little bit more.
Yeah, Gophers in the prevent defense. Now they just got to watch for a hook and ladder or something across the middle where they're flipping the ball, pitching it back.
Well, definitely got to keep an eye here. Ooh, Stendel's going to break out of that. He's got nothing to do but run.
And that brings it to 0.
Barrels. Boy, Gophers are going to take this one 20-13. Boy, she got a little hairy at the end there, Lance.
Oh, it was close, but the defense, the bend but do not break, ends up taking this one from Caledonia.
Well, 20-13, and boy, that the beginning of the second and the fourth quarters really told the story for the Gophers offense. We came to play there, and then things got a little interesting there, and it's nice to see a good, close ball game, though, to kind of get that, that blood flowing a little bit more and say, hey, this is, you just got to take care of business whenever you can.
Well, 20-13, won by 7, but it feels like we won by just one.
Yeah.
1 point. They had 4 times deep in Chatfield territory where they could have easily scored and made this a totally different game.
Oh, yeah.
Just a good job by the Gopher defense, holding them a couple times. Got the big turnover with the fumble into the end zone for the touchback, and just a nice job by the Gophers offensively and defensively.
Yeah, they made the plays when they needed to, especially in that first half there where the momentum really could have switched. They were backed up to their own goal line a couple of times, and Cal just couldn't punch it in. Gophers just, stood tall and denied those scores. So good job by the Gophers D-line. Well, let's just head over some stats here.
All right, the unofficial stats for Caledonia. Passing, Ethan Stendel was 9 of 19 for 105 yards. Rushing, Ethan Stendel had 8 carries for 81. Ben Stemper, 12 for 67. Grant King, 10 carries, 39 yards. Receiving, Fisher Wade had the 1 catch for 29 yards. Mason King, 3 catches for 13. Will Allen, 4 catches for 24. Cooper Allen had a catch for 3, and Tristan Meyer had that nice long pass down the middle for 36 yards. For the Gophers, passing, Carson Rowland 8 of 12 for 125 yards passing. Rowland rushing was 14 carries, 22 yards. Ben Carrier, 14 carries, we'll call it 100. Tobin McMahon had a reverse for -4. Also passing, Kaysen Johnson had that 1 throw for 14 yards. Receiving, Ethan Eichhoff, 1 catch for 23. Kaysen Johnson, 2 catches for 28. Mason Creeder, who unfortunately had to leave the game as he was having a pretty stout game at the wide receiver position. 4 catches, 80 yards. Ben Carrier, 1 catch for 6. The scoring, Chatfield started off in the second quarter. Carrier on a 19-yard touchdown run. The extra point was no good. With 17 seconds left to go in that first half, Kaysen Johnson on a nice catch and throw from 27 yards out. The pass for the extra point was good to McMahon. In the second half, Chatfield came back in that fourth quarter and scored from a 56-yard touchdown run by Ben Carrier. The kick was no good. And then the Caledonia offense woke up. Ethan Stendel ran one from 66 yards out. Their extra point was no good. And then with a minute 23, Ethan Stendel just on the 1-yard scamper. So that rounds out the scoring. Chatfield 20, Caledonia 13.
Well, a little excitement never hurt anybody at the end of the game, but wow. I think the big penalties we had the last couple of weeks, we got one right away, a couple of holds, but we were pretty clean overall. Big plays and big penalties there hurt Caledonia tonight. They had a couple opportunities to really break things open or get closer here in this ball game when they were down 14-0. And they had a couple of penalties that just knocked them out of contention, and not to mention the Gophers' defensive line and defense just standing up deep in their own territory. So they get out of here with a win. Boy, what a nice third-week ball game it was.
Yeah, great matchup. We kind of talked about how we thought this game was going to be closer, and then for a little bit you thought maybe Chatfield was going to, they had the 20-6 lead. Or excuse me, 20-8 lead. You just didn't know what was going to happen, but Caledonia came back and put a good fight and won by 7. So it was definitely a much closer game than that 7-point margin.
Yeah, and it's a good one to get into early in the year to kind of just, get the blood flowing, wake them up and say, this is what things are going to be like here in most weeks. You're not going to beat everybody 48-0. It's great if you do, but this kind of resets yourself, and you said this is what Section 1AA and Section 1A this year again is all about. Football teams down here just are not going to go away. Save a couple of games where you're pretty sure on paper you should take them by a fairly wide margin. This is not one of them.
No.
You just never know.
And you expect as the season goes on, Caledonia is going to get better, as should Chatfield, barring some injuries. Now we had a couple guys that were out. You just hope there's nothing serious there and that they can come back, but that's always part of the game. So if you do have an injury here and there, you got to have somebody step up, and we've already seen that in the first 2 weeks by Chatfield.
Yeah, if you look over on Caledonia's sideline, they're playing several freshmen, and they got some other younger guys in there too. They've got a nice older veteran core, but they're playing some young guys, and at the end of the year those guys are going to be there too, and I would expect us to see them down the line at some point. And hopefully it's at KM Tell Stadium in November.
So it would be the first time that it's happened.
It would be, just different year.
Yeah, I think in the last 3 years it's been twice.
So it's good. It's deer hunting starts, and then we play Cal the next weekend. But good win for them tonight, 20-13 over Caledonia. We go to Dover Yoda next week. In that one, we are pretty sure we can at least film over there. Worst case scenario, we can film. So we'll have to replay that one either Friday night or Saturday morning. But we hopefully we can get that one on there, and then we're already 4 games into the season after next week, and she's flying by.
Always goes fast.
Yeah. So anyway, for Lance Boyum and Ricky Irish, I'm Andy O'Connor. Gophers take this one 20-13 over the Caledonia Warriors. We